Hi guys, welcome back for another one. Now it was said in my Twitch chat that I need to do at least one salty video a week. And I want to thank you, Scopely, Boundless, whatever you like to be called, for handing me that salty video on a silver platter. And if you guys are ready for it, you know what to do. Sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so let's kick this salty content off with the very first point is the character availability of said Bishop to the War Store. Now when I've read this I was like, there's no way they're putting Bishop in the War Store or any character the next farmable in the War Store, because you guys just put Call there, and right before that you just put Longshot there. And oh no, congrats, you guys caught me with my pants down because you guys put Bishop in the War Store right after those other two characters. And I'm sitting back and wondering why. Just why did you do this when you have 4 characters next to be released and they're all 4 war characters? White Tiger, Moon Knight, Misty Knight, interesting, and Calling Wing. 4 war characters getting ready to become farmable next in this game, and you put Bishop in the War Store. I think you're still going to put one of them in the War Store. So here it is. Here is my big tinfoil hat. And yes, if you subscribe to Tinfoil Hat Theory, this is your time to hit that subscribe button. So we all know there is a Road Ahead blog post coming up. In that, they're going to announce the next level increase, the next gear tier level. And with all that, you know where they like to put this gear when it originally comes out. Yes, that is the War Store. So they want us to use up our war currency on these characters, so that way when they release the next set of gear, we're starting from fresh and deciding who we're going to invest our war credits into, characters or gear, just like we did when G15 was announced. So it does make sense. They're trying to run us out of war credits for those of you who did stock it up, like myself, and we should not be surprised if you get another character or multiple characters added to the War Store in this time period. Now, they're still rotating characters out, but there's a lot of characters in there that most veteran players have maxed out. Take Pyro, take Carnage. Then the next 2 oldest characters I can think of, Graviton's another one. That is in that order that most longer players have maxed out and would not kill Scopely or Boundless or whatever to made farmable somewhere else. Alright, it's time to go shovel the next salt pile. So the next thing I want to talk about, and if you're a member of my Discord, and if you're not, the link to that is in the description down below. You may have gotten a ping with this message. The August login calendar. And yes, you don't need to clear your eyes. This is correct. Namor is August's login calendar. Now, this is by far probably one of the worst decisions they could possibly make. And the reason why I say this and bring this up in my salty content is because no one actually needs Namor. And what I mean by that is when you look at this game, you're like, what character can I put out there that helps newer players, right? You need to add in things that are catch-up mechanics, and this login calendar is one of those catch-up mechanics, right? So you don't want a newest character in there, right? You want a character that most veteran players would have maxed out at this point, and a character that helps newer players catch up. Namor is none of that. He doesn't help with any kind of content other than war offense. And if you are a brand new player, if you're building to war, you're playing this game wrong. Don't come complaining to me when you can't catch up in this game, because you're doing the wrong thing. And if you're a new player, you really need some help and great advice, please subscribe to this channel. I am updating a lot of my series here in the near future that will help you as a new and mid-game player, especially if you are the free-to-play, because I tailor my information for the free-to-play, which also works out very well for the spenders who follow my information, because they tend to get a lot further because they follow my information to streamline content while still spending to, get to the very top of arena and stuff like that at the same time. But yeah, Namor doesn't help you. If you're a newish player, just sit on this character. Do not build them up. There are many other characters to help you clear content in this game. Namor is not one of them. Scopely, you need to do better than this. If you're trying to entice a new player to log in the month of August, to keep them here, Namor was not the way to go. If you really needed a character or a mutant character, I would highly suggest that you do Colossus, right? Not a character that really helps the veteran players, but one that can help the newer players. 1, he can help unlock Magneto, and 2, he pairs really well with Phoenix when they entices them to go after and get Phoenix. Use your brain, Scopely. Use your brain. And then the last pile of salt that I want to get to today is this 2021 second half preview Datamined sent to me by one of my viewers. I think this came off Tana's video that he put out. If this is actually a blog we're getting, I feel pretty bad for Scopely for not getting much done in 2021. Now, I understand why not much got done, because they spent most of the year trying to fix RTA. And surprise, surprise, nothing worked. And why did nothing work? Well, nothing worked because your game is not balanced. The game is not balanced. You can't make a player versus player game mode when your game is not balanced. This isn't Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter type of game where the characters are somewhat balanced and they play very well against each other, right? It's not that. You have power creep. You have characters that rule them all. You have teams that rule them all. It doesn't work in a player versus player, and you're at the mercy of matchmaking. And because teams and characters are not created equal, the matchup could just be bad and someone can continuously lose, which really just sours the game mode. I have plenty of people in my Twitch chat every single day that tell me they don't play RTA. They do the 2 for the daily objectives and then they're done. You're missing out on a chance to entice them to spending $20 on your battle pass, and you lost a lot of players this year, and RTA is a main reason of that. So with your update, I'm hoping you're scrapping it and calling it done. And as for your updates for Alliance War, I sure hope they are player-friendly decisions and not money-hungry decisions. You guys need some goodwill. I'm hoping you guys are doing this right. And if you're curious what they'll do with the real-time arena, like, oh, they make too much money with that battle pass, don't worry, the battle pass is not going anywhere. It's just going to be applied to other game modes. And yes, those other game modes will not be as tedious as RTA, because if it goes, for example, Blitz, which I'm highly likely it will, it may apply to raids and arena, but I think Blitz is the main game mode it will apply to. You can control the characters you use, the teams you face, what level of difficulty you face those teams at, right? You want to get knockouts done, do it at tier 1, tier 2, you're getting those knockouts done super easy and very fast. You need a battle to go a little bit longer because you need to get some objectives done. You crank it up to like tier 6, tier 7, you should be able to get plenty of abilities in as long as you're not using super knockout characters. Next up, Doom Raid difficulty 2 and Dark Dimension 5. So let's start with Doom Raid 2, right? I'm expecting this thing to be so hard that no one can clear it when it first comes out. We've had this a couple times with other raids. So community, if you're expecting to clear it right away, you're not. Sit back, relax, wait for new characters, wait for the new gear tier. With those increases over time, we should be able to clear this content. Dark Dimension 5, will there not be a new character? So far, we've gotten every odd number Dark Dimension, no new character, just a bunch of gear. Every even number Dark Dimension, there's been a new character. So I don't know. Will they break tradition or keep going with tradition? You guys can let me know in those comments down below. Auto basic combat, very important. I find this is very important, especially if you run symbiotes or astonishing X-Men in raids. A lot of times you have the battle under control. Getting the auto basic button is way overdue. Easy to be said and done. But that's really the only quality of life improvement I see on this list, which makes me really nervous for the second half of 2021. I would really love to see a quality of life improvement for raids. I don't want the auto raid feature because no one's going to use that in the high-end raids because, you know what, characters are going to get knocked out. We have no control. But an auto complete button, just like we have for campaigns and challenges, right? Auto complete. If I can complete your raid over and over again in the 5-minute time period with no losses, 3 stars, just like a challenge or a campaign, give me the ability just to auto complete. You know what, make it an achievement or an objective, right? You have to clear it 20 times perfectly before I have the ability to auto complete. Just do it. Quality of life, right? Raids, once you beat it and you have to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, it gets very repetitive and gets very boring and doesn't make you have fun. Quality of life. I know you guys want screen time, but quality of life will make this game enjoyable. And this is where I say this thing is just getting a load of salt. Upcoming costumes. You're telling me you want to give me the future and all the things you guys are going to add or make better, and you're telling me about costumes, something that we've already expect in this game since your very first Road Ahead blog post of 2021 earlier this year? And you're going to share more of that? You guys haven't even given us the Cyclops costume yet that you guys showed us in that one. I'm just saying, that's expected. If that's your highlight, I'm very disappointed. Just very disappointed putting it out there. New game mode 2022. This is pretty much, we knew this was going to happen, right? They spent so much time trying to fix RTA. And granted, I'll give them a benefit of doubt. When I first heard RTA, I thought, oh, it's a great game mode. It sounds really cool. It's only over time after playing it and seeing how it works and stuff like that time, I was like, it doesn't work because the game's not balanced. It just doesn't work. And honestly, if they had the foresight, we had the foresight, this thing probably would have never have been. I think the player versus player mechanic can stay in the background as you can play with your friends, test things out. But I think as a game mode where players are forced to play, I think should just go away. New game mode, is that solo or alliance based? I don't know, but as long as it's PvE, I'm in for it. Unless it's really boring, then I'll let you know when it's released. But guys, that's it. This is my pile of salt for the week. I do know this devlog is coming out Tuesday, so I'm hoping I used all my salt for this one and I have nothing left over for that Tuesday one, because I would like to be somewhat positive about the game and just saving my salt for a once a week video, and that way it's not overly salty because I'm not a very salty guy. But if you guys enjoyed my take on all this stuff and agree with it on top of it, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and not done so already, hit the subscribe button. And if you do not want to miss any other future Marvel Strike Force content, takes, hot takes, and whatever it is, hit that notification bell, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.